All right, here we are on our run and driving video of our 78 F250. Mostly original paint truck. It's got the Explorer package, Ranger package, it's a trailer the camper package. So AC, cab lights. You can see, hopefully you guys can see all the cab lights are working up there. It's on low beam setting right now. You can see the turn signals working. Yeah, I've had it running for about 20 minutes or so. I'll click the high beams on and you'll see the blue high beam light come on there. You can see those are working. You know, it's sitting here idling. You can see the four ways in the back. It's really not putting any smoke out right now. Yeah, it is a little bit. And you can see the tailpipe's a little black, so, but actually, we'll just let her run. So you can see it's not as much as it builds up. Show you the wing windows. All the wing windows are really nice and tight. So you really gotta push them hard. They really don't seem to work, so been used a lot in the past, so they work great. You always get a little bit of wind noise with these trucks. You know, all the rubbers are original, but even brand new rubbers and everything, the restored trucks, they're built like a brick. You get some wind noise. All the pockets here are nice and tight. Doors shut really nice. Again, just idling. Running nice and smooth. That guy's a little loose, so I'll look at tightening that up. We don't want to lose that. Gas door opens nice and smooth. Got locking gas cap. Again, nice tight locking wing windows. Locks still work. Look how tight those are. Door locks. Doors roll nice and smooth. They don't get bound up or anything. The felts in here are real nice, but yeah, of course you have your cracking in your door felts there. All right, I'm gonna get belted. You know, I was trying to put some miles on it. I have my kids in here. You can see the bump seat. Cigarette lighter works. Ashtray's nice and smooth. These glide nice and smooth. You know, I'm in the main tank. Again, the rear fuel tank I was told is a no-go, so I trust the man. Medium or low heat, you pretty much got to go off here, but so you can see the cigarette lighter popped out. Does work, does get hot. I plugged my cell phone charger in there. Not too sure. I'll turn it off there, just so you can hear it, because I didn't want you to not be able to hear it. But that's medium high, medium low. Fires right up. Got the four ways off. You know, mentioned before we had the, I'll go ahead and stop. The fasten belt light's always on. Goes into reverse nice and quick. This baby, I actually have one of these, so let's see if I can get that thrown on there. Shift's really nice, quick, smooth. It has a nice little kind of firm little shift to it, but nothing crazy. You got high and you got low, and the wipers are good, so I don't want to burn them up with it because it is warm out. It's probably like 70s right now. Nothing crazy, but it probably feels a little warmer to the truck because it's been sitting in the heat for a little bit. You can see all the gauges. I was trying to put some miles on it because I drove it before quite a bit, and then I noticed the temp gauge was kind of hanging around the end and down below, and the oil, so I replaced that. The oil pressure gauge would kind of hover around. It would go up, and then after like 15 minutes it would kind of go down, and then all of a sudden it'd boost up. So I actually replaced the oil pressure gauge and the temperature or not the oil pressure gauge, the oil pressure sending unit on the back of the block behind the intake manifold, and the temperature sensor on the front of the passenger side head. the front of the motor there. Because even though the motor does smoke, you know, you don't see it, you know, driving. So it's got a little bit of play in the steering. 60 miles an hour, doesn't have a tach, but I guess it's probably like 2,400. But all the gauges are working good. Got quarter tank of fuel, but I want to put some miles on it just to make this, you know, even though the motor does smoke and it's gonna need some future use, or I mean future work, I wanted to really give you guys the best version of itself and make sure the gauges are working, and that way I can report if it was losing oil pressure or getting a little hot. But no, it's going good, both those. And you know, I've had them since the temperature sending in. I've had it running for, you know, an hour in front of the house and shop, and then drove it. So these trucks, you know, don't really like to do above 70 miles an hour, really, to be totally honest with you. You know, it's an old original truck. It's gonna need a little bit of love, need a little bit of work here and there, but really the colors, the originality, the really rust-free body. Besides that little edge on the inside of the bed and then the underside of the bed, and the options are just fantastic of this truck. There's a lot of potholes here, patches. I mean, you can see a little bit of smoke if you look in the mirror. See if I get that. You can see a little bit of smoke back there. Giving it some gas. You can see a little there. But okay, we'll focus on the driving here. We've got some tight S curves up here. The odometer's going, speedometer's nice, it's not bouncing around. Coming in the brakes, it's nice and straight on the brakes, no shaking, no pulling. Into second gear there. There's third gear. Still gives good resistance to the steering. It still wants to bounce back and return to center. AC, of course, doesn't blow cold, missing the stereo. Just those little things like there. That's what I'm talking about. It needs a little bit of work and stuff like that, but I just love these trucks in any way I can get them. You know, they're just really fun trucks. The hood lines on them are fantastic. I love the big Explorer hood ornament. Since this is going at no reserve, it's going to be, you know, really a bargain. You know, it's not going to go crazy. You know, a lot of people, you know, love to take the bodies off these two-wheel drives and throw them on the four-wheel drive frame, and this would be although as original this truck is, I would like for it to stay the way it is. This would be a fantastic option for that truck if somebody was looking for that, because of the rust freeness, the solidness of the body, and the high options and colors. It really would be killer. The motor getting tired, obviously. So if you got a killer high boy with a rusted out body, this is your girl. But all right, everyone, if you have any questions, if you need any other videos, we've got about 24 hours, so hit me up. Good luck.